Hey, it's Dave with the Everyday Relationship. And today I want to start with a question, two questions. And I want you to think about them. So the first question is, what is your favorite thing about your partner? What do you admire and love about them? So think about that. And the second question is, what is your least favorite thing? What do you wish you could change about them? And, the answer that you get has to be something that comes to mind. It doesn't have to be the answer, It's just something to work with. So take those two things, the thing you love most about them and the thing you wish you could change, or your least favorite thing about them. And now I want you to consider the connection between those two things, because there is a connection. And they are very intimately linked, actually. You can't have that favorite thing without having that least favorite thing. They are two sides of the same coin. And to put it briefly, that coin is a defense, is sort of like a central defense that each person creates for their personality, So, for example, if I were to predict what my girlfriend would say about me, it would be, and actually I've asked her about this, so it would be that the thing that is her favorite about me is my ability to think a lot. I'm very good at math, and I can be in my head for a while and think through things. And I'm also gentle. I can be very gentle. On the other side, I get depressed when I'm challenged. When I get challenged and I feel sort of powerless, I feel like a loss of power, what I do is I sort of turn inward, and I don't really talk to people, and I don't really know how to express myself. And those are the same thing. It's just one is where I feel powerful. The other is where I feel powerless. So think about that with your answers to these questions about your partner. And so then, we're faced with these two things, the favorite, the least favorite. But today I really want to deal with the least favorite thing. And I want to compare it to education, to teachers and leaders and healers. So you see this thing about them. You see it's a weakness, or it's something you wish you could change about them. And the question is, how do we get them to change? And and it'll be the reason why you see the weakness is because this trait is very developed in you, maybe overdeveloped even, and you see they're very underdeveloped. So the first thing to note is that you're not neutral, right? You're not objective and seeing this deficiency in them. You are on the opposite end of the spectrum, and you are seeing their opposite end. So you're saying, whoa, there is something really wrong with them, but you're standing not in the middle either, And the goal is for both people to get to the middle of extremes of sort of personality extremes. That may sound weird, but imagine, all right, so for the example of me, if I'm in my head all the time, that can be a weakness, So the opposite of that would be someone who is not in their head at all. Every thought that pops up goes out their mouth, and they're always going and they can't stop to think, right? So those would be the two extremes. The middle is you think sometimes, and sometimes you just act, So I have to get closer to the middle and do more expression and action instead of thinking. And everyone has this. So when you see the deficiency in your partner, it's going to be that, and you're going to be looking from the other side. So how do you inspire curiosity? Well, you don't push. You invite. And that's the best we can do. We can invite our partners. We can model and invite. We show them the behavior that we want them to have, and we say, hey, look what I'm doing. Would you like to join me? And if they say, no, I don't like that, then we say, okay, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because I'm comfortable doing it, and I like doing it, and I think it's good for me. But you're free to do whatever you want. And in doing that, we give them control. It's all about who has control, right? This is why it's called the power struggle. When people have conflict, we're trying to take the power. We're trying to take control of the relationship. But to get the other person to change, it needs to come from them. They need to really, genuinely be in control of their own changing. And they are. I mean, no matter how much we try to take control, we can't. You cannot control another person. They are the ones who are really in control, and the more you can honor that and act out of that knowledge that, oh, you are the one who's really in control, the more open they will be, the more easily inspired and curious they will be. So if you model curiosity and gentle invitations, they will follow. They will say, I see what they're doing and it doesn't really make sense to me, but maybe I'll give it a try. No harm in trying, right? There's no pressure, that's where you want to be. So maybe you want to, you can read more about inspiring curiosity and stuff like that. And actually the curiosity thing is really sort of it's the key thing in all changes, in all positive changes and learning. And the more curiosity we can have, the more positive our lives will be. The more we will grow, the more quickly we will grow when we see the need for growth. And especially curiosity in ourselves. We judge ourselves often. This is a tangent. I'm going off on like self-discovery, whatever, but we judge ourselves very often. I'm bad. Why did I do that? Why did I think that? Oh, it's a stupid thing to do. That's not curious. That's judging. That is saying, I know the reality of something, and it is this. As opposed to saying, why did I do that? What was I thinking? Let me actually be genuinely curious, because nothing is really as simple as it appears, especially when we're emotionally invested in it, because when you have intense emotions, you close down a little bit, especially negative emotions. So this curiosity thing, it relates education and couples therapy just perfectly. It's all about change, about positive change. How do we get someone else to change positively? How do we get ourselves to change positively? And in fact, now going back to the thing that you love most about the person or you admire as your favorite thing about them, the more curious you can be about that, the better as well. Instead of saying, oh, you're so great because you have this thing, say, what is that? What is it that you have? How do you do that? I don't understand. I feel like I can't do that, but you do it so easily. How do you do it? That's will inspire you to change. So, I gave you a lot today. Think about it and, I don't know, post some comments if you have any ideas or feedback or anything. And subscribe if you like the videos. Okay, talk to you next time.